And so we work with an organization through the H.E.A.L. We were able to fund a Metro Center called Black in the Burbs. And so there is a Black mom who has white comrades in this struggle, who lives in the suburbs in Rochester, New York. And she had an organization that she was already doing work. You could imagine a Black woman raising children in the suburbs, right, can be challenging. It was experiencing all these things. And then all of a sudden, the critical race theory thing was the one that popped up. And it had all these different folks who were running for office to get on the school board, right? Who their narrative was absolutely the same messaging points that you kept hearing on TV. They weren't steeped in any facts. It was all about fear. This is what you're teaching your children. We can't allow this to happen, etc. And through the work and the support we were able to do with Race Forward and Metro Center, we were able to support them on that messaging narrative and just having conversations. You know, you'd be surprised how just having someone to talk to about what you're doing, are we moving in the right direction? And also the connection to understanding that you're not the only one doing this fight. Like there are folks in Kentucky, there are young people in Kentucky, you know, there are parents in other places. There are many of them in the suburbs too, and many of them communities that normally would not be engaging in a culturally responsive education, which ultimately the con to what they're trying to do is, I mean, the pro to what they're trying to do, the anti-CRT folks, is a culturally responsive education, right? And so now we have an opportunity behind here to support organizations like Black in the Burbs, right? And young people who are fighting book bans, right? With supports and trainings, but it's also connections. You're not in a silo by yourself anymore. There are other folks who are fighting this fight right alongside you. And that is powerful. We cannot underestimate how powerful that is, including
resources and
resources for sure, but there's no but. And
community.
I just want to say, yes, resources run not just financially, which are important, they run to the connection of, I'm not sure how to write this op-ed. I don't know how to talk to my elected official about this. I don't know how to organize a meeting. What do I begin to do? Where do I start at? You know, how do I engage folks who I normally don't work with, right? So there's a real opportunity in this moment. I believe it, but it's also a level of urgency because we can't sleep on this moment, right? These are the same folks that are saying science is not real, even though the weather is changing in front of us. We have hurricanes left and right, and all these things are happening, and we know something is wrong, right? So it's connected to more than just this, but I think through H.E.A.L and Metro Center and others, we have been able to literally touch, whether it's virtually, you know, virtual trainings or not, folks who would just like, I don't know what to do, hands up in the air, you know, screaming for help and support. And so I see my internet is a little off. I hope you heard me. But screaming for help and support and offering that in this moment. So now they have an outlet to not just heal, but also to other organizations that we've been able to support through resources and others to make the connection. I've seen the power in that alone. I think people underestimate what it looks like to feel hopeful. And to just give a little drop of hope in a space, it could last you a whole year, you know?